Hey guys, today I want to talk about something a little bit different. We've talked about this subject before, but I wanted to touch on this a little bit more because it's a very touchy subject with a lot of guys down here. And there's a lot of guys, when they retire and they're retired expats, a lot of people don't think about this one thing, and it's about finding a girl here if you have like erectile dysfunction or anything like that. And you know, a lot of guys when they're in their 60s and 70s, I'm lucky that I don't suffer from this here, but there's a lot of guys that when they come here, they ask me, hey Steve, where do I get the blue pills? And I tell them, you just go to a doctor, they'll give you the prescription. Some places will even give it to you without the prescription, but most places you need a prescription to get it, okay? If you need Cialis or Viagra or something like that, and there's no name brands here that are a lot cheaper. They're a hell of a lot cheaper. Tell them to write you out a prescription for those, because those are the ones that most people get. So if you ask for the name brand, they're probably going to tell you that it's out of stock, okay? Because everybody tells me, Steve, I can't find it anywhere. Well, I tell them, go back and ask the doctor for the generic brand name on there instead, and that way there you can find it, and you'll have no problems getting it, okay? Now, here's the problem with this situation. There's a lot of guys that come here that have like permanent erectile dysfunction, and they think because they can't perform or whatever that they can't find a girlfriend. And a lot of the women here are very, very easygoing, and it's not all about sex. If you find a woman in her 40s or 50s, most of them really don't care. Some of them do, and they'll tell you, and some of them don't. And it's nothing to be embarrassed about, but it's something that you should put out there probably by the second or third date or whatever, and let them know what's going on. One thing I can say about Filipinas is they're a lot more understanding. And a lot of the guys that do have this situation have told me that, hey, my girlfriend's cool with it, you know, and that's cool. And there are doctors out here that you can go to, both in Singapore and in the Philippines, and get this reversed if you have a problem with it. Fortunately, I've never had that issue, but I know several of the guys in the group, and they're not ashamed to talk about it, which is great. I think that's a good thing, because it's not something that we should be ashamed to talk about. It's something that, you know, amongst guys we should be able to talk about and not be embarrassed about, because, you know, by the time we reach our 60s, that machismo thing is pretty much gone, except for a few guys out there. You know, they yeah, we're older, we're 60, we're 70, and a lot of us are starting to suffer from those age-related things that we have, arthritis. And some guys, maybe they can perform, but they can't do much because of their disabilities or what have you. And that's also a situation with a lot of the guys here, that they have disabilities and they can't move around as much as they used to be able to. So they can't be chasing their girlfriend or wife around the room or whatever like they used to be able to. We're old, we're elderly. You know, we might not want to use those words, but that's what we are. You know, some of us are PWDs, some of us, you know, we're in that 60 plus range, and we're up there, and we have to admit it at some point. You know, a lot of guys don't want to admit it, but we have to. But I wanted to talk about this, that for you guys back in the States, when you come over here, you know, it's a whole different world, because the women back in the United States, they want this, 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 and this. And not all of them. There's some of them back there that are really, really good women. I don't want to lump all American women into the same category, but I will say a good majority of them are kind of that way. And they're not like the Filipina. The Filipina are sweet and kind and nice. And not to say that we have our share of scammers over here too. We definitely have that. And that's something you got to watch out for. There'll be women that will go after you strictly for your money. But if you find a woman from the outer islands, it's a decent woman, either educated or self-educated, then you're in a good spot. You're in a really, really good spot, and you don't have to worry that much. You know, it's something that out here, it's less of an issue if you suffer from those things that we talked about. You know, so guys, if you're looking for a girlfriend, you're looking for a caregiver or something like that over here, and sometimes the caregivers end up being somebody's wife over here. I've seen it happen before, you know, and that happens also. I was getting massages from my massage and physical therapist, and now she's my fiance, you know, and we plan on getting married at some point here in the future, and hopefully we'll be able to stay at the same hut here, I'm hoping, you know, and we'll see what happens, you know. But for you guys back home, if you're looking, be sure not to worry, because you will find somebody here. It's inevitable almost that you will find somebody halfway decent here. You'll find a halfway decent Filipina here. There's no concerns, no worries. You might have to date a few people before you find the one that you like. I tell people, if you're older and you do have those issues, go for a woman that's above 40, and usually you'll find somebody halfway decent. My girlfriend's 50, and she does not look 50. You know, she does not look 50. She's a beautiful woman, really good woman, good-hearted woman. And she's just a nice person. And a lot of the guys tend to go for the younger women, and that's where the problems arise with a lot of women. And I'm not saying all younger women are going to give you problems. They're not. But you're more than likely to run into some issues because of the, you know, that they're not grown up enough to understand the way older men are. They are naive. They're young. They haven't grown up yet, a lot of these women. Over here, I find that some of the women in their 20s are more like in their girls in their teens back home in the States. There are issues over here too. It's a trade-off from issues over there for the issues over here. And some of that is the scamming. Some of that is the naiveness. Some of that is uneducated women. But you can find a good educated woman over here. A lot of guys go for the uneducated woman over here. And I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a good, because they figure, if I go for an uneducated woman, I can train her. It's not about training. If you have to train a woman, you're with the wrong woman. When you find the right woman, you'll know that you're with the right woman. That's my advice, you know. When I met Susan, we just hit it off from the beginning. We were joking around. She was just really, really a kind woman, which is what I wanted to find and I was looking for. And not just that, she was a massage and physical therapist, and she was just awesome at her job helping me. And she helps me all the time, you know, when I wake up in the morning and I can't move or anything like that. Because in the mornings, because of my sciatica, my back and my leg is all stiff and I can barely move, sometimes for 2 or 3 hours. And I take my meds and it starts sinking in. And then I can kind of move some days and some days I can't. By afternoon, usually I'm a little bit better, but not always. Sometimes it's all day long, you know. But she is a big help to me, you know, and we're lucky that we're both blessed, you know, in a lot of different ways that we have each other, and I have her and she has me to look out for her too, you know, and it just works for both of us. And guys, don't ever give up on finding somebody over here, whether you have ED or you have physical maladies or whatever. Most of the women over here don't care. They really don't care. They'll care for you and they'll take care of you. It's all about the personality. You treat them good, they'll treat you good. You treat them like a caregiver, they're not going to like that. A lot of guys come over here and the way that they talk to the woman, it's almost like they own the woman. I seen this one guy recently. The way he was talking to his woman, it was almost like she was stupid. And the woman was starting to get a little bit pissed off about it. And I couldn't blame her, but I didn't want to tell him. I didn't want to have to be the one to tell him. He was younger than me. He had some issues. And I could just tell that, you know, his girlfriend was getting a little bit pissed off at him, at the way she was getting treated. And they were fairly new in their relationship. And you don't want to do that. You know, treat them as an equal. A lot of guys don't treat Filipinas as an equal. Treat them as an equal. They're your equal, you know. I know we come over here to get a girlfriend, live in paradise, and be happy. Make sure your girlfriend's happy too. It's not just all about you guys. Anyway, guys, I want to put that out today. I thought it'd be a great vlog. It's something that I've learned over here and a lot of the other guys learn over here. I've seen a lot of guys go through breakups. It's because of the way that they treat the girls. Treat your girls kind, with respect, and you'll be fine too. God bless, guys. Take care. I hope you enjoyed today's show. And we're going to be putting out some other vlogs this week also. Hopefully I'll get out another one maybe later on today, and I'll put it out tomorrow or the next day. Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. And take a good look at that beach. Look at that. That's in Sikihor, guys. If you ever get a chance to come out here, check it out. Cocoa Grove. God bless, guys. Take care.